little bit of a back history on our story. We both decided that we would go ahead and try for a baby. Back in...
A baby.
When was it? May or June? May. And we had decided, when we got married, we said that we would wait at least a year. And we had been married about a year and...
It was almost a year, because it would have been a year in August.
Yeah, it was almost a year. And so we knew that if we were to get pregnant, by the time we had them, it would be over a year. So we had went to the doctors, and I have PCOS. So they always said that, you know, I would have a hard time getting pregnant. So Muhammad had went to the doctor, and also because of his diabetes and things, they said that he would have complications and things due to test results and stuff, that he would have a hard time as well. And so we decided it would be best that we go ahead and try, because he's in his 30s now. I'm only 23, but we just didn't want to push it off. And so after praying about it and talking about it, and after what the doctors had said, we decided to go ahead and try. So we had began, and I think around April, I started looking at my ovulation cycle. And I had also stopped my birth control a few months before, once we found out about the issues of his test results, as well as with my PCOS. And so we decided to go ahead and start watching the ovulation cycle. And every time we would miss it, and we just didn't feel like it was time to actually go ahead and try. So we decided, we had went to Ohio for vacation, and we were going to be heading to Florida. And so we had woke up one morning, and my ovulation thing said I was ovulating, so we decided to try. And so we tried, and after that, I began to feel a little different, and I felt like I was pregnant. So during our vacation, we kept it a secret. We didn't tell anybody. And we went to Florida, and I kept sneaking and taking pregnancy tests. And then I told my second mom.
But you were taking tests way too early.
Yeah, I was taking them way too early. It was like a week in, and yeah, I knew I was pregnant. I just knew, for some reason, I just felt different. I didn't have any cramps or tenderness or anything. I just felt different. And so we kept taking tests. I took probably about 8 tests. And I told my second mom, Cassie, finally, because I couldn't hide that there were pregnancy tests in the trash can. And they said negative, all of them. But I didn't give up. And I'm pretty sure that my husband and Cassie thought that I was crazy, because I kept taking tests. But I kept taking them. And then we came home, and I had decided I was just discouraged, and I was like, you know, maybe I am crazy, maybe I'm not pregnant. So I quit taking tests, but I had like 3 of them left, and I had just like the little Dollar Tree ones, or actually I think they were the Walmart 97-cent ones, so cheaper than $1. And so I waited, and my period was always consistent because I was on birth control before, and since I had been off birth control, my period was always on track. The PCOS never really seemed to bother that. It just made them horrible. And so I was one day late, which I knew was not normal, but I was like, you know what, I'm not going to take one. I haven't started. I was on that day, and I hadn't started. And I told myself, you know, I'm not going to take one. I'm just going to psych myself out. You know, I'm not pregnant. I had started telling myself I wasn't, even though I still felt like I was. So I took the test the next morning because I still hadn't started. And the first test said that it was positive.
But we didn't really trust it.
But no. So, and typically when I took the test, I wanted to surprise him. So I knew that if it ever came back positive, I had this plan that I was going to surprise him and do something. And just something, I don't know, some awesome YouTube type thing, you know. Anyway, but as soon as I saw it, I just started freaking out. So I was like, babe, because the bathroom is connected to our bedroom, and you can see right into our bedroom if I open up the door. And I was like, come look at this, you gotta come look at it, you gotta look at it. And I had always told him too, you know, like I would joke around with him or whatever and say, oh, what if it's positive and whatever. And I had told him before I went in that I was taking a test. So he didn't believe me when I started freaking out. So he came in, and then he started freaking out, and we just kept freaking out together.
Then you went and got the expensive $20.
Yeah. Then I went to Walgreens and spent almost $30 on pregnancy tests. But I went back home and I took the other pregnancy tests, and they were the lovely little digital ones, and they all came back pregnant. So I called the doctor's office immediately, and we went down and we took a pregnancy test there, and it was confirmed that I was pregnant. And we were extremely excited, but we wanted to keep it a secret because we didn't want everyone to know in case we miscarried because of my PCOS and the issues that I had. And so I don't think, did we call anyone that day?
No. Oh wait, we told your mom. I'm pretty sure that we called people and told them we were pregnant.
We might have,
yeah.
But we didn't tell like Facebook,
yeah,
and everybody. So we found out, I think it was June 21st was when we found out we were pregnant, somewhere around in there. Well, then we found this cool little clinic called Life Care in Ottawa, and so we went down there and we scheduled an ultrasound, and we waited, and I was around, I think it was 8 weeks when we were finally able to go. So we were extremely surprised when we found out that it was twins. I had always said I wanted twins, and when I saw that, I thought I should have really been careful when I asked for it, because I wasn't sure if I could actually handle twins. Everybody says they want twins, but then when you actually find out you're gonna have twins, it's a bit scary.
It's the end of the world as we knew it.
I was in a lot of shock, and then we started calling people, and we started recording the reactions, and they were hilarious. And here we are now. I am 37 weeks today. This pregnancy has been very hard, to be honest. Before the pregnancy, the only health issues I ever had was PCOS, and I had a few cysts on my ovaries, but they said they weren't any of the bad ones. So I never really had to have any treatments or anything, just birth control. And then during this pregnancy, I was put on a heart monitor due to palpitations. And then the heart monitor caught that my heart had went into VTAC in the middle of the night.
Which is ventricular tachycardia.
Yeah. So, but thankfully it only went on for 16 beats. And so I was admitted to the hospital for the first time ever for 2 nights and 3 days, and went through lots of tests, and they could never find anything that was wrong. So that started my normal visits to a cardiologist, which wasn't fun. And then I started having lots of pains, and it started affecting my walking to where I couldn't walk, just from the pressure of Harmony, which is baby A. She had moved head down, and the pressure on my pelvic bones and all that stuff down in there, it started to cause lots of pain, and there was nothing that they could do to treat it. And so I just had to kind of deal with it. So then I started losing sleep, and at the beginning of the pregnancy I had lost 20 pounds and I couldn't eat, and the nausea was so bad. They ended up putting me on Diclegis, which is a lifesaver. I love Diclegis. And so things kind of got a little normal, I guess, around my second trimester. It was still really hard with the pain that I was dealing with, the heart stuff, but other than that, it was pretty normal, I guess. I was able to start eating normal again. Only 2 meals a day, but I was still able to actually eat. And then the third trimester started, and that was interesting because all the nausea came back that had went away. So I had to start my lovely Diclegis again. And then I was admitted to the hospital for gestational hypertension, which is why we are going to have a C-section today at 37 weeks. And my results came back and I was only 7 points away from having preeclampsia. And then when I went to my visit with a cardiologist, my heart was showing signs of tachycardia again. And so we just knew that the babies would have to come before 40 weeks for sure. So we got our C-section scheduled 2 weeks ago, and here we are. Now we're heading to the hospital, and we're about 10 minutes away. Not even 10 minutes away, which means we're going to be extremely early because I don't have to be there until 8:30, and the C-section doesn't start till 10:30.
That means you can walk nice and slow all the way to Tower B.
Very true. And we have enough bags, it looks like we're moving in. Even though I have done so much research, I did not pack any of the crazy things. I packed the necessities that we need. I got the girls some little different clothes because I don't really know what sizes they're going to be. I have both preemie and newborn and stuff for their pictures. But other than that, I don't really have anything crazy in my hospital bags. Just the normal stuff, but it still kind of looks like we're moving in because instead of using a suitcase, we just used a lot of little bags, tote bags and stuff. So they're probably going to think we're crazy. Throughout the day, we're going to be keeping track of different things that happen and different things that are going on. And we are in Kansas, and there is none of our family here. We are doing this alone today. And I'm actually excited about that because we get to enjoy this experience with just us. But at the same time, it's a little sad not to have our family. But I think we'll manage. And my mom will be here on Tuesday. It is Friday. So when I get out of the hospital, my mom will be here. And so that'll be fun. She's staying for about a month. Then his mother will be coming eventually. And then my second mom, Cassie, she will be here for a little while, sometime in March. So we're very excited. Yeah.
Yay. Stay tuned.